So yesterday, the first footage of Captain America 4 Brave New World was revealed. Along with this came an article that dropped at like 9 p.m. last night, and me being a great content creator, I had no clue that this was coming out. And I basically like jumped out of bed to start recording this video this morning. So excuse me if I'm a little bit lower toned than normal. But yeah, Cinemacon is going on in Las Vegas right now, and obviously Marvel Studios is there. They're there to promote Deadpool, and they're also there to promote, their future movies. And Captain America 4 is the next movie up. It's dropping in February of next year. So it's gonna have a big part of this demonstration or whatever they're doing there. And during this demonstration, they showed some footage from the movie, which I thought was awesome. Wish I was there, but at least we have a description of what the footage showed, right? And we also got an interview from Entertainment Weekly that they had with Anthony Mackie. And in this article, they describe the interview and they also talk about the footage that was shown. So we're gonna go through that article. I'm gonna show the stills on screen, and we're just gonna kind of talk about what this may mean for Captain America Brave New World and what we should expect to see in theaters when it drops in February. So to start the article off, they talk about a feud that Anthony Mackie has with Tom Holland, basically dating back to something from, I believe, like 2021, where Tom Holland said something along the lines that Anthony Mackie didn't have his own Falcon movie. And, obviously it was just playful fun between the two. They have like this kind of like inside joke where Mackie like hates Tom Holland. Obviously not real, but he basically responded with saying that he's going to make sure that Marvel made Tom Holland come to the premiere and sit him right next to Mackie, right next to himself. So, that's just a bunch more playful fun between the actors in the universe. It just shows that, they all still love their job and they love working with the people who they're working with. Now, along with this, it seems that Kevin Feige allowed Entertainment Weekly to share 2 stills from the movie for us to look at. And I'm going to play them over the screen while describing the scene that they showed at CinemaCon. So to start off the scene, Thunderbolt Ross, now played by Harrison Ford, it welcomes Sam Wilson into the White House. And he thanks him for his past heroic actions. And it seems that Sam Wilson and Thunderbolt Ross aren't the only two in the room, as it seems that, from what I'm about to say, that Isaiah Bradley is also in the room, and maybe another super soldier of some sort. So what happens next is a strange sound, what Entertainment Weekly describes as an old-timey song, basically interrupts Thunderbolt Ross and what he's saying in the moment. And what this song does is it triggers Isaiah Bradley and any other super soldiers in the room to basically attempt to kill Ross on the spot, like there's some type of sleeper soldiers that only get waken up by some sort of sound. And that's the end of what we got. I don't know if there's like action in it after that or if there's like more before that, but that's what Entertainment Weekly is describing. And I mean, that's what we're gonna have to work with until we get like a teaser or a trailer or anything. So it seems like we're gonna be dealing with another type of secret organization trying to, mess with the government. I mean, that's typical for freaking a Captain America movie, so that's fine. And it seems like they're like targeting sleeper soldiers. So similar to Winter Soldier in that sense. It's going to be interesting for sure. Anthony Mackie describes in the interview that it's better that this movie is more of an espionage than some crazy galactic threat, as the movies that he's been in so far have been, right? So it's more along the lines of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But even then, he says that he doesn't even want things like flying like out of planes and shit. So this is going to be really grounded. Specifically, he quoted, "It made more sense for it to be more of a grounded espionage action movie as opposed to aliens and airplanes coming through portals and shit. Even though I've been in so many of them and have seen it all now, the opportunity for Sam to really establish himself as a true action star and Avenger comes with this movie." And I think he's just trying to say this is a lot more grounded. This is a different movie than what he's been in, right? There will probably still be planes and helicopters and shit. I mean, that just kind of comes with Falcon and Captain America, or this version of Captain America at least. So I expect that still, but more on a spy level of things. Mackie also adds that this movie is supposed to be 10 times bigger than the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is expected. I mean, it has a bigger budget. With some of the rumors that are coming out, yeah, it's definitely going to be way bigger than that. So that makes sense. Of course, we are also getting the return of Joaquin Torres, aka Falcon's Falcon when he becomes Captain America. So he'll have his own wings. We're basically gonna have like a bird duo, if you want to call it that. I'm sorry if you didn't like that. But yeah, that's cool as well. He's returning from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And it seems like we're getting a lot of returning characters from the original Incredible Hulk as well. Not only are we getting Thunderbolt Ross, who showed up in more movies after the Incredible Hulk, but we're also getting his daughter, Betty Ross, and Samuel Stearns as the leader. And he's been in S.H.I.E.L.D. custody since 2008 when he got Banner's blood into his system. Obviously, S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't exist anymore, so who knows what happened to him after that. That'll probably be explained in this movie because, once Captain America blew up S.H.I.E.L.D., everything went haywire. People escaped. So I'm sure the leader was a part of that group that escaped. So we'll figure out where he's at. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he is the leader of this secret society that's trying to awaken sleeper soldiers. And then to end this off, Anthony Mackie actually describes the meaning of the title Brave New World and basically why they changed the name at all. He says, "This movie is a clear reset. It really reestablishes the idea of what this universe is and what this universe is going to be. I think with these movies, you're getting a clear new branding of what Marvel is headed towards, the same way they did with Captain America: The Winter Soldier." And I like that description, at least in relevance to The Winter Soldier, because The Winter Soldier did shake things up within the universe. S.H.I.E.L.D. no longer existed, so the Avengers had no organization that could really back them in any situation. And the Avengers also had a lot of things to clean up that, started popping off once S.H.I.E.L.D. was disbanded, right? So if this is what he's saying, if he's saying that this movie is going to change the structure of the universe, or at least the world, because if it's a grounded espionage, it's not going to change the universe. That'll be cool to see how other characters react to this as well. That being said, the MCU hasn't really done a good job of connecting its post Infinity Saga movies together, even through like references. The only things that have been really showing up are like little Easter eggs and maybe like one-off notes, which those are cool, but I don't think enough characters are being affected by what other characters are doing to really make it feel like a lived-in world. In the Infinity Saga, it seemed like every movie really mattered and the next movie would be affected somehow by something that happened in the past. But so far, things have just been happening in the world and really nothing is changing because of it. So I'm hoping that this means that Brave New World will be some type of step towards, something actually affecting the other characters in this world. Another person that I want to mention that wasn't even mentioned in this article at all is Sharon Carter. There's a possibility that she comes back and she's the main villain of this and maybe the leader is like a pawn. Honestly, I don't think the Sharon Carter villain twist was really taken that well, so they might not be bringing her back, or she might be a bit of a smaller role. But I'd kind of be surprised if she didn't show up. What other movie is she going to show up in? There's really no other situation which she would, unless she shows up in Thunderbolts, because we don't actually know the antagonist of that movie. But honestly, I'm really excited for this movie. These stills just give me a little bit more hope in the movie, honestly. The lighting looks cool. I'm hoping that's the same throughout the movie. They don't go into the normal flat MCU filter that they usually have. Create your own vision and feel for this movie. And those two stills make it seem that way, that they are going for their own look in this movie. Let's just hope it carries over to the whole movie as well. A few other rumors that have been out there in the wild, obviously people are theorizing, and it's practically confirmed that Thunderbolt Ross is going to be turning into the Red Hulk at some point during this film. I think that's a definite, right? Apparently at like some bar, someone saw someone wearing like a visual effects jacket for the movie, and it had the Red Hulk hand over the shield, right? So obviously that's kind of confirming that the Red Hulk will be making an appearance, and that's great, honestly. One question to come from this rumor though is, how is Captain America going to stop Red Hulk? He's not like Steve Rogers. He doesn't have the super soldier serum. And even then, Steve Rogers couldn't really take down the Hulk, So how is, normal old Sam Wilson going to take down Red Hulk, right? And this leads to the next rumor that actually came from the actor himself, I guess inadvertently. So in classic Mark Ruffalo fashion, he about a month ago he seemed to confirm, or maybe like 2 months ago actually, he seemed to confirm that he was going to appear in Captain America 4 as the Hulk, only to retract that statement later on. I think maybe a few weeks later, or a couple of weeks. But that obviously got people thinking. They were like, oh, he confirmed something when he wasn't supposed to. So he decided to retract it and act like he didn't even say that, right? So the Hulk is also rumored to be in this movie. I believe that as well, because there's no way Joaquin Torres and Sam Wilson are going to be taking on the Red Hulk in any situation. So you need a Hulk to beat a Hulk, right? So it almost makes sense that Mark Ruffalo shows up as the Hulk in whatever form in this movie. With the addition of 2 Hulks, though, it seems like this movie is kind of stretching the barriers of an espionage movie. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm sure it'll play out fine. I mean, it's a Marvel movie, so it's going to have some crazy shit in there. But having it more on an espionage level, similar to the Winter Soldier or Black Widow, is going to be cool, and it'll basically set a new tone for most of the content that Marvel's been putting out for the MCU anyways. But yeah, that's all I got for you. What are you thinking about Captain America 4 now after these stills came out and the description of the footage that was played at Cinemacon? What do you think about it now? Do you think are you a little bit more excited for it? Are you a little bit less excited for it? Do you think are you just thinking the same? Honestly, I think I'm a little bit more excited, but I'm just gonna wait out until the trailer drops, and then I'm gonna wait out until the movie drops, because we all know that the trailer sometimes can paint the movie in a better light than it actually is. But yeah, videos will always be on the way. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.